Hi, everyone. Welcome to the How We Hustle podcast.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Tanya. And we invite you to join us in our unfiltered conversation about the real life hustle of being an entrepreneur. For more information about the podcast, check out howwehustlepodcast.com. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at How We Hustle Podcast, where you'll get notable quotes from our episodes and updates on live new episodes. So head over to Instagram and follow us at How We Hustle Podcast. Anybody got time for scrolling on social media, scrolling on Facebook, scrolling through Facebook groups? Like, you don't have time for that. It's going to damage your self-esteem, your confidence in your business. Like, seriously, when you look at what other people are doing, you'll never measure up because you're seeing other people's highlight reel. That's not real life. That's not what their business looks like behind the scenes. That's not what their life looks like every day. Nobody's life looks like that. And yet, we compare our lives and our business to people's highlight reel. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Do we actually do this, though?
I do all the time. How many people do you, when I look on social media and I'm like, oh, look at their life. They're traveling. They're doing this. Look at their Instagram stories. Like, oh my God, like, I don't have time for that. I'm not funny like that. Like, I don't do that. Like, my life doesn't look like that. Like, I'm not wearing a bra, or I haven't brushed my teeth, or I haven't brushed my hair, or I'm like sitting in my like house and there's shit all over my desk. Like, my house doesn't look like freaking perfect every damn day. Like, I have to live here when I am working in here. Like, I thought it would be really clean. It is not so clean all the time. I think it was cleaner when I did have to leave the house. But I do think that it appears like everyone's life is perfect and everything in their business is going perfectly. And I think that's damaging. I think it's damaging for people to look on social media and see that, like, oh, this person has this and this person has this many clients and this person is like having this kind of success. Like, okay, but you didn't see what happened before that or after that. Like, it doesn't look like that every day.
Yeah. So you were saying that you like notice with a lot of your clients that they're just always doing this. Because I don't really do that myself. I don't like...
Well, I don't. I've unfollowed everybody. I unsubscribe. I don't have time for scrolling on social media. Like, in all honesty, I appreciate my followers and the people that follow me and send me messages. And like, I post once a day, and that's probably the only time a day that I go on social media.
I actually do it. I was just like... I just caught myself like saying that I don't do it, but I actually do it. Because what I was thinking, when you were saying that, you're thinking like, oh, everyone's life seems so great. But what I do is I look at my competitors on social media and they seem to have it all together. And that is who I look at on social media. I'm like, oh man, this guy's like getting so many clients. This guy's publishing so many books. So although I can't seem to unfollow him or
just do it now. Take out your phone and unfollow him now. Well, it's clearly not the ideas that you're getting. Like, I think you'd probably get more ideas if you weren't comparing yourself to someone else. Like, I also think that, like, you need to be creating your own creative ideas. If we're just, like, following what other people are doing, we're always behind the ball. We're always, like, just like, oh, I need to create that too. But if you're looking at other people, then you're not getting into your own mind. Like, Mike, you are one of the most creative humans I've ever met in my life. If you were just spending time writing, imagine what kinds of ideas you could come up with instead of looking at someone else's ideas.
No, it's true. Like, when you do compare yourself to others, it does stall your progress. Like, if you spend your days just, scrolling, as you say, because ain't no one got time for that, then you really won't get anything accomplished. If you spend your time feeling like other people are kicking your butt, doing what you're doing, then you're really investing your energy in the wrong place, right? So, and the reality is that looking at other people is not going to change who you are, right? So,
well, it might damage who you are, or make you question who you are, or make you think that you need to change who you are to be more like this other person. And then we might lose the parts of you that were actually unique.
Yeah, you're also like comparing yourself to someone that's like, there's no point. It's a standard that, as you were saying, if you compare yourself to someone who's been doing it for longer and has taken a different path and even has applied a different blueprint to what they're doing, then there is just no point in comparing yourself to them. Not only because there's always going to be someone better than you, it's not even that, because that's true, but it's just that they're doing it differently. So don't stop looking at them. I just unfollowed, by the way. I just unfollow all the people that are bugging me out.
Good. I'm glad to hear that you're unfollowing them, because I think that also it's like one of the things I think that I realized when I was starting out was I don't resonate with all of those people. So like there are obviously some where I'd be like, I don't really get why people like this person. Like I don't resonate with them. But then I would have clients that like love them. And so I'd be like, I don't really get it. Like, should I be more like that? But like, if I was more like that, the people that don't resonate with that person wouldn't resonate with me. So I feel like we can't try to be like other people or do the things that those other people are doing, because if we did, then the people that don't resonate with that don't want that, won't have anyone to go to.
Yeah, it does sap your creative energy when you are tapping into someone else's world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
For show. So where's like the fine line between like looking on Instagram and Facebook and going into other people's Facebook groups?
I just don't do it. I mean, I think that sounds ridiculous that I actually don't do it, but I actually don't. Like, all I have time for is to create, to work with my clients, to follow my clients, follow what they're doing, to follow the people I'm collaborating with so that we can promote things that we're doing together, and then go out there and live my life, read, write, do something else other than that. Like, I guess because I've never, well, as Mike probably knows this about me, I usually don't know where my phone is. So I guess I also don't have my phone around me most of the time. So I can't even really be scrolling.
You know what your favorite author says, right?
What?
Who's your favorite author?
Oh, that's hard for me to say, but I would say Brene Brown, maybe?
No, I'm thinking Jen Sincero.
Oh, yes, definitely. Okay, yes, Jen Sincero. Good call.
She says, there will never be anyone exactly like you. You were given special gifts and talents to share with the world. And even though everyone has special gifts and talents, nobody will use theirs quite the same way you do.
And if you focus on what other people are doing, you'll never even know what those are, and you'll never share them. So stop the scroll. Hashtag stop the scroll.
And what about like, because I guess part of what we're talking about is that common phrase, you know, we are comparing our, what is it, like real life with other people's
highlight reel.
Yeah. So what about the other way around? Like us promoting the highlight reel, because you do that. Actually, you actually don't just do that. You're pretty.
I try very hard not to promote a highlight reel, and like as much as I don't want to be negative, I also don't want people to think that my life or my business looks perfect, because that is a lie. It is a freaking lie. Did you see that? I didn't swear there. I caught myself. I did not swear. But that is a freaking lie, because it's not perfect. Most of the time it's a disastrous mess, but like it all comes together perfectly in the way that like it resonates with my clients. It gives me great stories and it works. Like, I don't think it needs to be perfect. I don't think it needs to be organized. I think that like doing the things that you feel guided to do in the moment and like working with real people is never going to be perfect. It's never like, I don't want some like cookie cutter business that like business in a box, like, oh, it looks so pretty. Like, pretty doesn't sell. Pretty doesn't get you clients. Pretty doesn't make you money. Like, I focus on making money, and sometimes that's not very well put together. It doesn't look beautiful and with a beautiful bow on it. Like, I just think that it's mostly a mess. It's like you're doing things that you come up with and you're like, you know what, this is what I need to do, and I'm just going to do it. I have to take action before I think it looks good. And I think I learned that from Brene Brown, because like the gifts of imperfection, like it's never going to be perfect. I grew up making everything perfect or not doing something until it was perfect or wanting to perfect it. But the reality is that it's never going to be perfect. And I think I maybe learned this now in golf, because golf is not a perfect game. Like, you get another chance to try again every single shot or every single hole. But like, if you expect every shot to be perfect, you will be very frustrated and disappointed, because you maybe have like, what, 5 to 10 perfect shots a game?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you don't play, but probably something like that. And I shoot a lot of shots, so that's a small percentage of my shots that are actually going to be perfect. So I think that it's like, it just reminds me that perfect isn't real. There's nothing that is perfect. No human DNA is perfect. No, nothing in nature is perfect. And yet, it all comes together beautifully. It all looks pretty. It all works simultaneously. Simultaneously.
Point is that
it all works together.
Yeah, like, no one has a perfect life. So not only should you not look at other people's perfect life, but if you are just trying to do that yourself, you're really not serving the people that are trying to connect with you. If you just there's so many people. I love like Gary Vaynerchuk. I was just watching this video. He was just like ripping on people who do that. Like,
make it look perfect.
Yeah, make it look perfect. He's like, no, that's not how it is. So don't do it, but also don't scroll and look at other people's lives and let that bug you out. But if you want to connect with people, this is what you always tell me too, is like, expose yourself as much as you can. The more you expose yourself, the more you expose your vulnerability, then the more realness you're going to connect with. And
it's just so true, because people don't connect with perfect. They connect with real, because if you are real with them, they are going to recognize and see that their life is like your life. And if our lives are similar, then maybe I can do what you've done, right? So they feel like you can help them. They feel like it's possible for them if they've seen someone else. Like, how many of us have literally seen somebody do something we didn't think was possible, and then was like, if it's possible for them, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do something like that. Maybe I could do something even better than that. Maybe it's possible for me. And so people will choose to work with you and choose to hire you because they like you and they feel connected to you, and they think that you're real and not some like figurehead that's like untouchable.
Yeah, and what I noticed too is that if you can not like describe or you can put yourself into other people's pain points, then they like see you as someone that can help them, right? Like, if it's almost like they see you as the expert, because you're able to, whether it's like subconscious or consciously or whatever, directly or indirectly, but if you're painting their pain points for them, if that might mean just like showing your own pain points or your own vulnerability, but if you are able to, as I said, paint yourself for other people, then they will come to you.
I think it's also called, like, I like to call it story selling, like where you're like selling your services by speaking about stories. So they can be stories about yourself. They could be stories about your clients. But if you paint the picture with a story, it automatically sells your services. It automatically sells that you can help them, that you've been where they've been, or that someone that you've worked with has been where they've been, and you've helped them get out of that.
And that's a wrap on another episode of How We Hustle. For more information, check out howwehustlepodcast.com.